What is going on, everybody, and welcome into a YouTube exclusive with Mr. OTM himself, Kyle Gagliardi. No podcast this week, as you guys might already know if you're following us on all of our socials. So I decided to address the elephant in the room. This is taking up a lot of headlines, amongst other things, of course, because professional wrestling does not sleep, ladies and gentlemen. We saw the reports of CM Punk being backstage at Monday Night Raw. That has been in a lot of people's mouths. A lot of people are talking about that. A lot of people are talking about the NXT Spring Break-In show that ran last night that I was a big fan of. But the reason that I'm here coming to you guys with a YouTube exclusive video, like I said, is to address this title right here. You see it to my left, maybe on your right if you're looking at this on YouTube, of the new WWE World Championship. It is being called the world title, and as you can see, it is presented as such. It has, it looks similar to what the World Heavyweight title once was from a few years back when they had Big Gold and the big WWE title on the other brands. So they are bringing this title back, and it will be defended, or I should say it will make its debut at Night of Champions, and they will crown the first ever World Heavyweight World Heavyweight Champion for this title right here. First off, to address the looks of it, I personally am a fan of it. A lot of people are not. And I can see why, because it seems like wrestling fans are just fickle about anything. But I think this is straight and to the point. I love Big Gold. I thought it was a beautiful belt. And of course, they're going to have to put their own branding on things. You see AEW is doing something similar to that, where the AEW lettering is front, in the middle, right in the center in big letters, just like this WWE logo is. So if I were to give this belt a grade, a 1 through 10, I think it's a 9 out of 10. I think this is exactly what the WWE needed in terms of looks for 2023. I think that definitely fits today's age. So I'm very excited for that design. But going to the belt itself and what it means to the WWE, this sort of feels like a consolation prize. And obviously, they didn't sell it as such on Monday Night Raw. We had multiple superstars address this new championship. And the one that really stuck out to me the most was Seth Rollins. He cut a really intense and real promo in regards to this championship, saying it's going to be defended every single week, like Triple H said. And it's not going to be, like some people, Roman Reigns, where he gets to show up whenever he wants. This is going to be basically the full-time World Heavyweight Champion. I want to put this on the record too. I do not believe that Cody Rhodes is the one to eventually hold this title. I don't think that fits the story. If Cody were to win this, it just feels like the belt that, it wasn't earned by beating Roman Reigns. I think Cody's story is defeating Roman Reigns and ending the bloodline. So whenever that may be, whether it is SummerSlam, Survivor Series, or at next year's WrestleMania, I'm hoping Cody Rhodes is not involved with this new World Heavyweight title. And we will see what brand gets to have this title. I would assume Monday Night Raw will have this new World Heavyweight title, figuring that Fox is going to want to keep Roman Reigns, who is the biggest draw in professional wrestling. And I would be pretty surprised if SmackDown didn't swoop up Roman Reigns. And I would assume Cody Rhodes also will be going to Friday Night SmackDown as well, so they can continue that story. But unlike most people, for at least what I've been seeing on my personal Twitter account, I am a big fan of this title. And I'm very curious on what you guys think. So leave that in the comments of what you think visually of the title. Now, going back to what the title means, it's hard for me to sit here and say that is equal to what Roman Reigns has, the Universal title, as he's put in almost 1,000 days with those two belts. I'm hoping they do combine those two belts and it's just one title for Roman after their next pay-per-view. But if we're looking at this one specifically, I think the first name that comes to mind is Seth Rollins. I think there's a few names out there that are worthy of this title. Seth Rollins has been having great matches and great feuds with anybody on the roster, whether it's a part-timer like Logan Paul or just these full-time guys. Even his feud with Cody Rhodes was fantastic. Seth Rollins is the perfect representative of this world title, and he's the number one guy that I think should win this at Night of Champions. Another guy that I think is deserving of this title as well is Finn Balor of the Judgment Day. And that match if it were to happen with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor for this title. We have a story there from when they had their Universal title match and Finn Balor won that and unfortunately got injured. So maybe Seth Rollins can get some revenge and beat Finn Balor for this title at Night of Champions. That's personally what I would like to see. I am curious, though, what you guys think. What should be that very first inaugural World Heavyweight title match? So please let me know either on the comments here or at me on Twitter. You see the Twitter handle right there at 2SweetKyle. But that's what I want to see. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for this new World Heavyweight title. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the design. I'm very excited to see how this world title scene pans out, because I feel like they have a lot of options. Bobby Lashley's a big name. Drew McIntyre. There's a lot of big names that I could see holding this belt. And hopefully they build it up enough where I can look at it as equivalent to Roman Reigns' title, but that's going to be very hard to do. Like I said, when you have such a big reign that Roman has had, it's going to be hard for this to be as prestigious as what Roman has. So hopefully it's not Cody. No disrespect to Cody. I just think Cody's story doesn't fit this title. But like I said, let me know in the comment section what you think about this belt, who you'd like to see become the first ever World Heavyweight Champion at Night of Champions. And like I said earlier, there will be no podcast this week. So this is all the OTM content you're getting from Mr. OTM himself. So thanks to all that checked out this video. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on all the socials at Pod on the Mark. And I will talk to you guys next week for our WWE Backlash prediction show. See ya.